What's up, guys? If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Ashley, and today we're playing in another gorgeous lace wig. She comes courtesy of Nay Beauty, and as you guys can see, she is so bomb. So we're going to be doing some curls, but of course we have to do the install first. I'll leave the timestamp in the description box if you want to skip right onto the curls. But for starters, we're going to start with our electric hot comb. Off camera, I did co-wash and air dry this wig. It's been a couple of days, so it's a little bit mangled, but it is clean. I like to do the hot comb method at the very beginning, pretty much with no product, and this just kind of helps me to see the hairline. There's no flyaways, there's no, craziness. I'm able to see exactly what is there. And what I realized about this one is that it's semi pre-plugged in the very front, but behind the hairline it is very thick. So I did go in with my tweezers and I thinned it out. My tweezers are not as sharp, so I am due to pick up a fresh pair. I'll leave the ones I love linked in the description box. I'll pretty much be replacing these with the same ones. And I did go in from ear to ear and kind of thin it out, but this one just was a little bit more thick in the hairline than I anticipated. So you definitely should go in and do this off of your head, on the mannequin head, and pretty much take your time because it is going to take a little bit more work. For me, I did not want to do too much just because it's on my head and it kind of hurts when you tweeze too much on your head for too long. It starts to kind of get a little irritating. So I did the best I could to kind of just thin it out slightly, but you'll see once it's complete that it does need to be thinned out a little bit more, but the hairline is going to look very, very, very realistic, especially for what I started with. And I kind of go back in and I remove the baby hair, I put it back, and then kind of tweeze out the hairline as well. I don't want it to look too like uniform or too thick, so I thinned it out as much as I could. I went ahead and cut off a little bit of that lace so that it does not cover my eyes, and then I'm going to cut off the excess lace around this ear tab or the sideburn area. This one fit me perfectly. Like, if you guys can see, all I did was cut off the excess lace. I did not have to cut into the hair and it fit perfect. Typically I would have to cut into the hair a little bit to get it to be the perfect fit. So here's a look at what the wig looks like off. I did cut off that excess lace in the back. Also, the adjustable straps, one of them did break when I was trying to adjust it. Not a big issue for me, but just something to note. I'll be able to sew it back on at a later time. I did go in and tint the lace. I used a foundation of my own shade, buffed it in, and now I put the wig back on. I'm kind of just blow drying that. What you'll find is when you use like a liquid product, like a liquid foundation, and you put it on the hairline, it'll be wet, so it'll kind of transfer. So I want this to look as nice and realistic along the hairline as possible. And as you guys can see, just from tweezing out the hairline and tinting the lace, it did make a huge difference at the very front. Again, I can go back further and kind of make it a lot more gradient for a super realistic effect, but for what we were working with from the very beginning, this looks amazing. So much though that I couldn't really tell where the lace began and ended and where the hairline started. So I did cut into it a little bit, as you guys can see, the little chunk. So I just went back in and cleaned that up, no problem. But I did such a great job. And you do a great job when you can't tell where you're supposed to be cutting. Now you want to cut off all the excess lace from ear to ear. This way you can bond it down. Some people will cut off the excess lace after they bond it down. To each his own. I pretty much would do it, alternate from here and there and do it both ways. But personally, I feel like when I cut off the excess lace before, I just get a better application. It's probably all just a bias of what you learned first. You kind of become biased to that. So the next step is going to be to bond the wig down. If you want to make this a glueless wig, you just add an elastic band and you'll be good to go. Typically, even when you do it glueless, you'll definitely have to bond down the ear tabs if they don't fit like a glove. In this case, like I said before, I used a non-glue adhesive. I do have a pretty large forehead, so the advantage of that is that I usually will bond my wigs down far in front of my hairline. That way I don't, risk making my hairline as thin or thinner than it already is from having kids and going through postpartum. As I went and bonded down, I went ahead and separated the hair that I wanted to designate as baby hair. That way I could kind of train that baby hair to go in the way that I wanted it to go. And then I bonded the wig down. This is something that I don't do every time, but I do find that it does help with the whole baby hair process. If you are someone who says you can't do baby hair to save your life, maybe if you train the hair to go in the direction direction that you wanted to with the blow dryer or with the electric hot comb, and then, you know, twist it or, you know, making little designs, it may help. As you guys can see, this hairline looks super good. It's not perfect, but considering I didn't use a glue, I didn't use a real lace tint, I didn't even bleach the knots, I think this looks pretty good. So I just went around from ear to ear, working in sections and making sure the wig was bond down as best I could. And I think I did an awesome job. Once you go in and trim down the baby hair to the length you desire, you can go in and style it. Today I'm using Edge Control. Edge Control has been my go-to as of late. I started off with Edge Control. I think for the majority of the time I've been on YouTube, I've preferred to use a mousse, and I do still love the mousse. But you guys know, when you've been using a product for so long, sometimes it's cool or good to switch it up and remind yourself of why you like other products. So this Edge Control here probably is my favorite. One of my favorites, if not my favorite, and of course I have it linked in the description box. And what I liked about this compared to the mousse is that the mousse will get the hairline wet. You just bonded it down, and wetting it will make it lift. Now I've, you know, practiced enough to where when I do it, it doesn't lift. But if you are a beginner, I can see how, you know, you apply the foam lotion, you make your baby hair, and then the lace starts to slide. So if you are using the foam lotion, just make sure you use a little bit and don't apply it directly to the hairline. If you are afraid of that, use a Edge Control, which is not, you know, as water based, where it'll, you know, lift the hairline all of the way. Sometimes I do find that Edge Control is a little bit more flaky. So there is, you know, give and take to each, but today this is what I used, and I think it came out pretty good. Of course, if you don't want baby hair, as I always say, this wig is perfect. If you don't want to use baby hair, you don't have to. Today we're going with a center part. I used the wax stick to coil head and pretty much lay this down. Also with the hot comb again, making sure that everything is flat, sleek, straight. There are no flyaways and all of that. This definitely did the trick. Today's hairstyle is going to be pretty much Victoria's Secret, you know, flirty, sexy curl vibes. You guys know I'm not a pro with the curls, but as I've always say, I'm trying and I'm practicing. I've been a little bit lazy during this pandemic, and I've definitely slacked on my game. I thought I was going to be able to take advantage of being inside and, you know, pumping out more product, more content, but you know, it was the exact opposite. The wand curler is my savior when it comes to curls. If you are like me and you find that you have a hard time with a curling iron, get you guys a wand curler. This one was under 30 bucks. I want to say it was like 25 bucks max at my local drugstore, and of course I'll have it linked in the description box, and it does an amazing job. You'll see how beautiful these curls come out. I did apply a what do you call it, a heat protectant off camera. I didn't really use too much hairspray. I did at the very end spray the curls down, but I just go in sections, making the sections as small as I could without, you know, losing my mind, because I do get impatient with doing my curls and kind of just combing them or curling them away from my face. Some of them I did where I wound it the whole thing up kind of thick and it made like spirals, and then some of them I wound it around the wand curler more flat. Like you see how this one is a little bit more flat, and that one gives you more Shirley Temple curl. So just pay attention when you wand curl how you lay the hair on the wand, and it'll give you a little bit slightly different of a curl each time depending on how you do it. So as you watch along, I'm doing this side on camera, the opposite side I did off camera, just so that you don't have to watch for too long. The curls held up so beautiful, and then once we're done with the curls, we're gonna go in with layers. So I'm finally done with the curls. I'm absolutely pleased with the way they came out. They're not uniform. They're not all the same type of curl. They're not all the same size. And I like that so that it doesn't become too like clumpy, like where the curls kind of stick together. Absolutely beautiful. Again, I did spray a little bit of a holding spray off camera. I used my shapers, and now I decided I wanted to have more body and movement, so I went ahead and added layers all throughout. Typically I'll add a layer right in the front like where I'm doing it now, and I'll leave it at that. But today I felt like the wig was a little bit more full, and I just was more in an adventurous mood, so you're gonna see me cut layers all throughout. From here, I kind of wanted that face framing kind of bang situation right here. And then I'm gonna layer the entire front, and then we're gonna layer all throughout. So don't come for me when it comes to my layering skills, cutting skills in general. I feel like it can definitely be neater, but I kind of just use what I've seen others do, like in the salon, and pretty much just wanted to make it to where the wig appears to be full. A lot of the times when you do curls and all of the hair is one length, it's beautiful, but it's not as full and sexy as it is. You guys can see here, just for me doing that little bit, it instantly made the wig and the curls look so much much fuller. Now I did decide to do this after I did the curls just because I kind of felt like it would make the wig take its shape first. If you want to do this before you go ahead and curl the wig, you can also do that as well. But I just kind of felt like since I knew this was a style I wanted to make the, you know, curls first. That way the curls can kind of hold and fall where they're going to be, and it is easier to see exactly where I wanted the layers to be. And again, I kind of did this all around the top. I didn't really do the back the way I should have, but again, this is something that you should take your time with. Maybe look at specific tutorials. I myself am gonna, you know, look at a couple of tutorials on YouTube and kind of get some pointers on what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. But you can see instantly how much nicer and fuller the wig looks, even though it's already full. And then I'm kind of going to just play with it a little bit, touch up a few curls here and there, and that's pretty much the look. So the work that we did on the hairline and the front made it look absolutely beautiful, but don't forget about the parting. I like to add concealer in mine and kind of blot it out. I got a little bit messy there, but of course I'll be able to go back in and fix that. As far as the actual hairline, again, I believe you should tweeze it out a little bit, you know, behind the hairline. But as far as the actual lace in the very front and the baby hair, I love the way it came out. So again, this beautiful wig came from Nadula. I have a link and all of the details on it linked in the description box. The layers in it made a huge difference, and I definitely feel like I'm getting the sexy, you know, Victoria's Secret curls vibe. Let me know what you guys think. Also, don't be afraid to let me know what videos you guys want to see from me. I just filmed a hair tutorial with my 3-year-old little girl, so that will be up next. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video with your friends, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Smooches!